Hi, and welcome back to D-Vlog for Devolution Magazine, and I'm here for Breed 77. We're back to do an interview after Uprising. I promised I was going to come back and interview you. Hi there, how's it going?
Very good, George. Very, very good.
Oh, amazing. Right, so since I last saw you, just to recap, Outside just came out then.
Outside came out on in right at the end of May when we started a tour. It made it onto the Kerrang most listened to list thing. I don't know. The charts are so weird nowadays, you know. So it kind of like pseudo charted. It did really well. Response was great.
Yeah.
We did that short UK stint tour where we played. I can't even remember the place, but we played some places. ended up in London. Did our first London show in a good kind of 13 years. Was killer. Then about a week after that, we headed off. I was already there. We played a festival in Spain called the Z Live.
Right.
We played with Europe and a bunch of other bands, but Europe was just like the main thing. It was just like a party that night. And it's like we played like 2 or 3 slots before them, so we got able to enjoy them. And then that was a kind of us for the summer. We went back to putting the finishing touches on our album. And that's almost done. We've kind of stopped to do this tour, and we put out one of the songs that we had ready, Just Act Like You Know. That's been doing really, really well. That came out on Monday. And currently back out on the road playing a bit of the north.
Yeah, up in the north, up in my north. Chuck. Yes, the new single.
Yeah,
love it. It's got a real edge to it, this one. It's kind of, it's almost, it plays on a lot of like Spanish themes as well in there.
Yeah.
A little more than the last single. And I would definitely say if you're a fan of like bands like System of a Down and stuff like that, there's a bit of that feel in there.
I think it's whenever you find like whenever there's something happening musically that is happening in a sound that's kind of familiar, but like where it's coming from, maybe not because of where we're from. And I think very, very, very definitely the song has got all those undertones, all those kind of little breed sigs that kind of make it, like our sound. And at the same time, I don't know, I like it's a punchy song, and we have chosen, we have been pretty obvious in choosing the first 3 singles are all up tempo and all kind of energy songs. So really happy with the way that's going.
Seems like a statement of intent, like, we are back.
No, true. Yeah, I think we couldn't come back, and just play you like Another River or something like that, so you can cry into your coffee and shit. But, now we wanted to be like active and they're much cooler songs to play live.
Yeah, absolutely. So, as you said, you've been working on the new album. Is there anything you can tell us about the new album?
I'm toying with names now for the first time, because like I think it's been a weird one, just the way we've recorded it. I think we broached a subject last time that like where like half the band is in Gibraltar, half the band is in the UK, so there's a lot of distance between. So it's been a weirder process, but at the same time we try to tie it all up with the same bow so that it's a congruous or rather congruent piece of work.
Yes.
And it's really come together now. We've kind of chosen which tracks are going to be on the album. I've yet to sing, I think it's 3 more tracks, and then that'll be it. But there's all sorts, like I was saying right now, we've chosen like loads of the really up tempo things, but we've got ballads, we've got all sorts in there. It's a really diverse kind of collection of songs, and exciting because it's been a weird one. Usually you get to like finish your album, you're all together, you're all like kind of like vibing, and you're like us against the world, oh man, you're like, oh, this album's gonna blow you away, and we're not quite sure, and we're not gonna go with a false bravado and just say, oh, this is gonna be the best thing since sliced bread. We're kind of a bit more tempered, so every reaction has been a total gift. When people actually get it, and comes out, it's, oh, that's stunning. I think that's the best song you released in that, and I'm like, whoa, it's kind of it's humbling, but at the same time, it's exciting.
Excellent.
Exciting, so because it keeps everything is quite fresh,
Yeah, absolutely, and I think it's really important to do that, to write for yourself first and foremost, and write the album that you want to hear.
I think if you start writing for somebody else, you lose yourself,
Yeah,
because you can never really you can't pin that down. Really.
Yeah.
And it should be pretty easy to pin down what you like, you know. And
Yeah.
I think it's when you do away with all these preconceptions and little kind of barriers that we put in the way, the easiest path, the path of least resistance, artistically, is usually the purest one.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think if you're your own worst critic, like most musicians are as well, if you've made yourself happy, then you definitely
you got somewhere.
It's going to translate. And
Hopefully.
if you look like you're having the time of your life on stage, that will always translate.
Hey.
You know? Yeah. So, is there anything like lyrically a through line that
I like one of the biggest thing that's really hit me when we've been writing lyrics for this album is that there's so many topics that wouldn't have been like out of place being written by 17-year-old me.
Right.
In that there's still loads of like kind of social kind of like not fitting in and like not understanding. I don't know. I think there's just like this not being able to relate, not to everybody else that you know, and like people in your surroundings and political opinions and major changes that are happening in the world, that everything seems so alien to me. It's like, I don't get it, you know. And I think there's loads of issues there, and instead of shying away from them, it's very much this. The other day I was talking to one of the bands that we played with in Glasgow, and they were going, like we're all like now in our 40s and writing about songs with teen angst. I'm like, it's not teen angst, it's just angst.
It's just angst, yeah.
And I think it's valid. I think it's valid. And there's a lot of this album, like cliche of like, it's okay to not be okay, because I don't think anybody's okay right now.
No.
So I think we're dealing in pretty familiar, we're paddling in pretty familiar waters for in regard to the subject matter. Whereas before, I think there was more a maybe anti-establishment political angle as well to like some of our songs. Right now, it's just more pure of like I'm a person and I don't get what's going on.
Yeah.
And that kind of thing, like the last track, like we just done, Just Act Like You Know, speaks about the post-pandemic kind of spreading of misinformation, and there was very, very definite two camps. There was like the majority of us like all confused and scared and stuff, and then like the people who are perpetrating these lies, and the people who are I don't know, just kind of being sounding boards for all the crap that's going on and echoing it all round. They kind of got this fake bravado of like acting like they actually knew what was going on.
Yeah,
like,
right.
I don't think anybody knew. I think there's a theory that, the COVID, like instant, throw away all your conspiracy theories. It was like, they just got it wrong. People just get it wrong being human. I think it was a very human moment. People just got it wrong.
Yeah.
Governments got it wrong. Doctors got it wrong. People get it wrong. It happens all the time.
And it was an unknown quantity as well,
It's true, the fear of the unknown.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of like a flavor of of what we talk. It's very kind of everyday, kind of relatable stuff.
Excellent. And it's funny when you say like teen angst and stuff like that. You see, the last time the world was this uncertain was probably when you and I were teenagers. So it's like Bush era.
Yeah, I don't know. The thing is that like, dude, I really wish I was a teenager during Bush era. I was a teenager during George H. Bush, not the Bush.
Bush. That was the Bush. That was the Bush I was referring
to. But still, I think I don't know. I think it's all been heading in a downward trajectory for ages. But like almost by design, probably, because the powers that be don't want you to be more sentient beings, more logical beings. They want us to be sheep, and they want us to be scared, like, pandemic, everyone run one way, and that kind of thing. It's like it's a herd's easier to control than a bunch of like free-willed,
absolutely,
individuals. So I think we've been heading to hell in a handbag for as long as I can remember. I think there's been loads of like touch points where I thought, oh, this is rock bottom, and then this thing is like there's chasms. It's like so far to go down. It's scary.
But it's very good for creative types, especially metal bands. We need something to yell about.
I really wish we could write about nice things. I wish I could, like, my problems were like, oh, I've got a puncture in my Lamborghini. I write a song about it.
Or leave that to Bublé. He does that.
Hey.
So What's catching your ear musically these days? What because the music scene, especially in Europe, is alive at the moment. Is there anything that's caught your ears while you've been traveling about?
I'm trying to think. Like, no one's played me anything this tour really. Like, so, and I've not been listening to any new music. I bought some new headphones, so I had to populate my phone with a really old playlist. I'm talking like 10-year-old playlist that I had on a hard drive, so that I could have something to listen to on this stint. So, like new stuff, I don't know. Like, I struggle. I think I don't do enough to listen to new music. I don't do enough to listen to new music. Probably the newest thing I've heard this week is Red Method's latest single.
Yep.
And that was insane. Like everything they do is like insane. They're a force of nature, you know. And they had a really cool video to go with it. And that's kind of like the length and like I'm happy with that. I'm really proud of all the music. Check them out.
But yes, and they're supporting on your tour.
Coincidentally,
and they got the Metal Hammer
track of the week
as well. Big up to them. With
they're doing good.
With Bloodywood on the track as well.
Like the guy from Bloodywood, isn't it?
Yeah, who are doing big things. So so what can we expect from tonight? Is there going to be much of the new stuff coming out? Or
we're
a nice mix.
Yeah, we're trying to, you know, as it's still like our kind of comeback. But the inverted commas came up, but you know, there's a lot of years to please. You know, so we've got a selection of through all our albums. We'll be playing a couple new songs as well, and people expect, I don't know, like don't expect anything. Leave your expectations at home. Things have been going great. The energy is awesome, both ours and what we're receiving back from people. So like I think, you know, it's heartwarming now the way that people are coming in droves to see us when it's been so long. So it's about just keeping that going, and we hope to please, you know, and hope to give you your money's worth.
I definitely think recently, I think there's an upswing back to like proper good old rock and metal, because we've had metalcore as a thing for quite a while now.
True.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm not going to share my views on that right now.
Yeah, you know, but I will. Maybe we're into a scene that's not based on images and tattoos on necks and
we've been
and nice looking boys that girls like. You know, maybe we're into an ugly session of metal where we need to be.
Well, you know? I was saying to a friend of mine, it reminds me a bit of hair metal when that was about in the 80s, and we needed grunge to come along. And
grunge was like serious, and touched you there. Yeah, true that.
Maybe we need to swing back to the noisy. Where everything isn't perfect.
Yeah, true.
Absolutely. So it's an absolute pleasure to see you again.
Likewise.
Absolutely. And I'm going to let you get ready and do
the things that we can't mention on camera.
Absolutely. And I'll be down the front with my camera taking photos and reviewing and all that business. So
nice one, George.
Good to see you again, mate.
Always good.
Take care.